G'day traders, Thursday, and today Mindset Reset, we're going to be talking about mastering the process. Today, out of all days, on Thursday, I think we had almost every type of textbook, playbook, best trade setup opportunities in the US session after major red news and after the New York Open. And I want to talk about a couple of simple things to reinforce some concepts. I'm going to do a video later today walking through the templates, the major pairs, the indexes, oil and gold. And I posted those charts earlier today. We had day 3 breakout traders in the markets. We had a perfect template on the DJ30, an inside day yesterday. Same trade setup as September 29th on Friday, Free Cash Friday. So I want to talk about some things with regards to the process. The process is very simple. It's designed to identify 90-10 best trade candidates on other time frames. So again, getting in on smaller time frames, hourly chart to identify the larger weekly template. Pump and dump, dump and pump, day 1, day 2, day 3. We can have 3 days of breakout traders. We can have a 3-day setup. And we're going to identify all of those this afternoon because we had almost a textbook trade setup every single day this week. And today, we had Greedy Bastard Day for several pairs, day 3 opportunities, and still some traders struggling, banging their heads, getting smashed and chopped up, and some traders getting in before 9 a.m. And as I have repeatedly stated, don't trade till New York Open. Don't trade the news. And still traders still want to get in. And these are the types of things I want to point out to everybody, is that traders will become impatient, impulsive, and irrational. They don't have a bigger plan thesis. Some traders have commented they got all these charts open and how can they just follow one pair? And as I put Gordon Gekko's picture up yesterday from the movie Wall Street, he says, I look at 100 deals a day and I pick one. And when I go to the screen and I've got a candidate or two, I'll have 2 charts open maybe. But typically when I go down to take one trade, I'm all in on that particular instrument. And I may go back if it's first hour, second hour, whatever that is in terms of the New York session. May look for a second opportunity, but today was an all-in type of opportunity on DJ30 and a few other pairs. But what I want to reinforce with that is that there are traders that have been following me for over 12 months and still banging their heads and saying that it's inconsistent, the rules change every week and all that. Nothing has changed. But the process has yet to be mastered. The simple process of sitting down each day, and even if you just followed one instrument and map out each and every day, day 1, day 2, day 3. I talked about this yesterday. Several traders look for trades on day 3 and they're trying to counter trend a market that's still on the front side, no signal day, and then they get beat up on that day and they miss the free cash on the next day because it's a 3-day template. There are pairs that went parabolic on day 3. There are pairs that gave no setups on day 3. That's a clue right there. We're going to talk about that also today later in the video. The process is there to protect you, not to get you into the market. It's there to protect you, to keep you out of the market until you have a 90-10 best trade candidate. The problem is a lot of traders think they need to trade every day. And again, today's trade on the DJ30 would have, I'm sure, without a doubt, made traders way more money if they had just sat on their hands and waited, as Bill Lipschutz said. And as Jim Rogers said, waited till the money was laying on the floor in the corner and then got into the market, walked over 45 minutes, 1, 2, 3 on a 15-minute chart, bent over, picked up the money, and then walked away. And literally is that simple. And the more you step back, as I repeat, step back and look at the larger template, think of yourself as you're not trying to get pips. I'm not trying to catch a move. I'm managing my trading business. That is a template that I know makes me money when it shows up in the weekly templates. When I execute the trade and I wait for major red news to avoid increasing my risk or being unable to put size into a trade because there's major red news, and then positioning myself after that news release and understanding that when there is a major news release and I have a 3-day setup, the likelihood of that counter trending after a fundamental release is highly unlikely, because if they've lifted the offers, which is a manufactured 3-day template, and then they pull the bids, guess what? They aren't going to let losing traders out of the market until they blow their accounts out. So these are the types of things that you need to identify with if you really want to be consistent. I'm not talking about catching a move, getting lucky, grabbing some pips, getting some cash. I'm talking about growing and scaling your trading business over time to whatever size that you want. And, I talked about this earlier. I got some individuals messaging me saying that this is it's inappropriate, and there's a large amount of dissatisfaction that I'm freely and with effort sharing this information. But as I state, most traders are so caught up into the moment that they have to make money. It's the hour of dog and wolf, where the adrenaline spikes. They lose sight of everything rational. They can't even decipher. When your adrenaline levels climb and you're in a fight-flight neurological state of physiology, you cannot properly digest and comprehend and have decisive skills in place, because you're in a fight-flight situation, which is what we talked about months ago in an interview with Navy SEAL Commander Mark Devine. And he talked about in his 20 plus years of being a Navy SEAL, all the techniques that they use instantaneously on command when they're in life and death situations on missions. The box breathing, the self-talk, short-term goals, to get you through and walk you through the process. But this should all be mapped out before you come to the screen. Every battle is won before it's fought, Sun Tzu. So the process is key. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Is there an opportunity? Is it a front side move? Are we building the template now into what could be a pump and dump or a dump and pump opportunity? Is it going to be a 1-day trade? Asymmetrical risk reward, a high of day, low of day opportunity? Is it a high of week, low of day opportunity? Is it a low of session, high of week opportunity? We saw that on Euro Oz, Pound Oz. We saw all kinds of textbook opportunities. There were some that gave low-hanging fruit after the news: Euro Yen, Pound Yen, Aussie Dollar, first red day. I'm going to go back through all of these, but I'm going to show you, and I'm going to mark these off each day. Just a simple process where you need to identify the levels and what those levels signify. And then on the day itself, when you get a day 3 opportunity, what those levels represent, what the types of scenarios are that can present in the timing window when it reaches that level. If it's after major red news, if there is major red news, waiting until after, how does price behave? So I have to suggest that get away from the little minute gobbledygook. You shouldn't even be if you're not consistent, you shouldn't even be anywhere shorter than a 5-minute chart. And somebody commented, "Oh yeah, but by the time the 5-minute prints, it's already taken off." Trust me, that's not the case. If it is, you're on the wrong instrument for your skill set at this particular time. There were plenty of best trade candidates that allowed very tight reward to risk opportunities on the 5-minute chart after major red news in the New York session. So this is about skill set in live time, your ability to be trading the instruments that reflect your ability. Of course, there's more opportunity, more volatility on indexes, gold and oil. As I said earlier, gold to me was still front side. We could have a first red day. I know there's traders that traded that today. Not interested. I want the easy trade. Today, the DJ30 to me was the easy trade. I identify oil as a day 2. We have day 1 breakouts from yesterday's collapse on day 3 parabolic move. So tomorrow's day 3 on oil. There was a short trade later in the session, but the easy trade to me was the high of the week. Outside of the high of the day, 3 levels of rise: Asia, London, New York, a death line at the closing price level, beneath peak formations, beneath the high of the day and above the high of the day. That is an all-in opportunity. NASDAQ had equal highs. It collapsed and jammed in for a vertical stop hunt to the high of the session. The S&P high of the day. S&P was very similar to DJ30. It had 3 levels of rise and a collapse at the beginning of the U.S. session above the high in the closing price on day 3. Day 1, day 2, day 3. The process. Understand that one great trade will wipe out all these other piddly little scalps and pushes and all these other things that aren't scalable. They aren't scalable. You think they are, but they're not scalable. They're luck trades when you're catching a move and getting in and getting out. And that's why people are inconsistent. That's why they get beat up. And on the days that they get chopped up, they get beat up mentally. They chew up their financial and their psychological capital, and then they miss the easy trade because they're scared to get in. They're scared to get in because they got their fingers burnt on the oven and the stove yesterday. I forget the science project. Was it they zapped a person every time they did an experiment with 2 humans, and they zapped a person, and as the experiment went on, the person was scared to continue with the experiment because they knew they were going to get zapped no matter what they did. So that's what they do to animals. It's a fugazi. All these little price action readings inside, it's fugazi. If it wasn't all these price action trading systems and experts, you already know enough what to do. What's the problem? Because it's a fugazi. It's a fake. It's bullshit. It's make believe. It's fairy dust. It's a woozy, like in the movie Wall Street. The levels. Okay? It's all designed to build up the order flow. Why all of a sudden on one day does a market just go vertical or collapse and fall right through the floor or go straight through the roof? Why? Why is that? A liquidity hunt. Whatever that is. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay, it's not. It's manufactured. There's a reason why. There's a reason why it's designed to capture the money. And it defies all logic according to a technical analyst and a price action trader. So I'm not making fun of any of that. I'm not. But what I'm suggesting to you is that that's your window for striking. When it presents and they give you the 3-day opportunities, there's easy money laying on the floor. So don't misinterpret that. I'm trying to point you to where remove the veil. Remove the veil. The matrix is in front of you. People, remember, how many fingers am I holding up? Because people are staring at the fingers, but they're missing the chart, what the chart is really telling them. Those levels, high day, low day, closing price. Every single week, the templates are built around those fixed levels. Today's levels from yesterday are fixed. Okay? They're locked in. They're the measuring points for all the market activity on day 3. Understand that all the bars and everything else are designed for you. They're designed for the illusion to get you into the market. Those levels are what the market is basing its overall movement on. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay? Take it or leave it. I'm going to go over this in the video. Master the process. Master those templates. It's all there. Everything that you need is on the chart every single day. What you do in terms of your actions, your behavior, your decision making, all of that is your accountability. All of it. And the same templates are going to show up every week. Different weeks, different markets, different templates, different monthly cycle, but the same behaviors are there. It's just easy money laying on the floor. All you have to do is sit on your hands and wait. Don't be impulsive. Don't be irrational. Don't be, worried about trying to make moves and get pips. Rinse and repeat setups. Wait for the escalator to stop and then get on the elevator. Easy free cash. Keep it simple. Like, honestly, day of the week. What is the day count? What is the template? What time is it? What level do we have, or what levels do we have? Where are we at? What time is it? How does price behave when it gets there? What is my overall thesis? I'm getting in at the level. Okay? I love you and appreciate you. Have a great day, traders. We'll talk soon, and may the markets go with you.